Hi everyone, welcome to In Vegas TV. Subscribe to this channel for more videos.
Hello everyone, welcome to newspaper review on In Vegas TV. My name is Fetislayo Oloruntoba. Here are today's headlines. The Punch newspaper, 40 million allowance. As the Friends sharing formula, varsity workers begin protest. Non-academic staff threaten strike. 25% of ASU will breed corruption. We have an understanding with federal government. Fight for your right to. Lecturers tells unions. Federal government spent 4.46 trillion naira on debt services personnel in 2020, says the minister. Buhari approves envoys posting 6 months after confirmation. Details of it on page 8. Lawan alleges forces working to frustrate PIB. That is all on Punch newspaper. The Nation newspaper. States divided over plan to review school resumption. Private school owners meet today. January 18 yet to be evaluated. 21 police commissioners get new posts. MBA remains FPPRO. Secondaries to Makinde. Fayose, take your case to Saraki. 43 career ambassadors, 52 others to get beats. 21 die in Ife, Ibadan. Bida Mokwa road crashes. Details of it on page 8. Federal government to borrow 5.6 trillion naira to finance budgets. That is all on the Nation newspaper. The Nigerian Tribune. Nigerian scientists brief federal government on possible COVID-19 drug. Highlight extent of research on Viva's blindness drug. Submit research report to WHO and NAFDAC. Osinbajo excited, pledges federal government support. Details of it on page 8. Federal government to borrow 5 trillion to finance 2021 budget. Granted 4.7 trillion tax waivers in 2020. Forget 2021. Economic may rebound in 2022, says Magulu. Details of it in page 6 and 7. Why we oppose reopening of varsities, says ASU. NAS kick against postponement of schools resumption. Details on page 2. COVID-19. Lagos activates new oxygen plants. Edo Governorship Election Petition Tribunal subpoenas INEC chairman. Oyo gets first female CP as IGP redeployed 16 others. How Nigerians trade their NIN. They are just deceiving themselves, says NIMC officials. NIN generated with BVN must be updated at enrollment centers, says NIMC. Details of it on page 28. That is all on the Nigerian Tribune. It's time to join our people to ask them questions concerning the issue that is happening in the country, Nigeria.
Good morning.
Sir, what can you say about the states divided over plan to review school resumption?
I don't think there's anything wrong in it, depending on their state of preparedness. Because if you have not prepared well for their students in terms of obedience to the rules guiding prevention of spread of COVID-19, then all of them all states cannot ask their students to resume the same day. So they have to be prepared.
With the alarming of COVID-19, the Minister of Education says resumption dates for schools was subject to review. This statement makes states to divide over resumption dates. Like the governor of Anambra State said the resumption of schools in the state will be delayed for another 2 weeks. While Kwara State governor also said January 18 still remain unchanged. What is the advantage and disadvantage of this division between states of school resumption dates?
I think everything is centered on safety. The state of preparedness. Kwara has prepared very well ahead of a state like Anambra. So if Anambra is not prepared, there's no point endangering the life of their children. So I feel, at least depending on the state of preparedness of these governors.
And what about the Ebonyi state that said if they resume now, they will have to allocate two nurses in each school?
Yeah, it's a very good management. So if other states can copy that, there's nothing bad in it. At least they'll be able to have effective control and monitoring of the state of health of their students.
Sir, the WAEC registration will expire this January 29. With school division over resumption, what will be the effect on students preparing for WAEC examination?
I think there are two different things. First, registering for the exam, and secondly, preparing for the exam. So by the time they resume, different schools and different governments should have a way of, if they have to be having extra classes or things of that nature. So everything depends on the people in charge of education in the different states.
To me, they are all looking at the cases of corona as it affects them. But if their plan is just to shift the resumption by 2 weeks, me personally, I don't see what effect that will have. I'm not saying they should not do it, but I really don't see the effect that will have. So if they are going to open, let them open. If they are not going to open, then maybe they just close down for like a month. Because closing down for 2 weeks, I really don't see the effect that it will have. That's my own view of it. Each state is probably looking at their own problem. You understand what I'm saying? They are trying to see the effect of the resumption from their own perspective. Like, for example, if they have a high case of coronavirus in a particular state, then it makes sense not to resume. Because having schools resume means that the probability of the spread being higher and faster is there. But if the rate of increase in a particular state is lower, then that state may look at it that we don't have much of a problem, and that is why we want to open. Okay, that is my own perspective of it. So I believe each state, the states are looking at it from their own perspective. We don't have to say there is a problem between them like that, but they are just trying to look at it from their own, from the perspective of each state cases as it affects them. There is no way they will not extend the registration, and even WAEC examination will have to be shifted forward, like it was done last year. Maybe it may not be as late as last year, but definitely we have to be shifted forward with the abridged school calendar. So there is no way the WAEC exam will take place normally, and there is no way that they will not extend the registration. It's not possible. They just have to extend the registration. Well, it's also the advantage if they extend the registration. Whoever is not able to register within the period that they have to register can do the. I expect them to extend it by about a week. 2 weeks to a month, so that all those that have not been able to register or all those that were planning to register when school resume, and with the school resumption being shifted in some states, right? We just have to accommodate that by shifting the deadline for registration. Do they have them? That's my question. If they have them, yes, good. Let them go ahead and put them there.
Don't you think the other states should emulate that method?
It will depend on the capacity of the state. Because putting 2 nurses in each school, including private school, I want to assume, government schools. Okay, with the government schools, well, let them do that. Let them put them there so that at least if there is anybody developing any symptom or illness, they can treat them. I think I agree with that. To advise to the schools, they have to follow the government regulation, though. They have to obey whatever the government tells them to do. Because if they don't do that, they are subject to the laws of the land, which may lead to their being closed down or they are being sanctioned in one way or the other. So if the government says they should resume, let them resume. If the government says they should not resume, they should stay at home.
So what is your advice to the students themselves?
They should follow all necessary protocols. Wash their hands, sanitize their hands, use face masks. Don't let them say we are young, it cannot catch us. No. Even if it cannot affect them, it can catch them and they will be asymptomatic, then they can pass it on to those who it will affect. So they have to follow all the necessary protocols. They need it.
That is all on newspaper review for today. Don't forget to join us tomorrow for another great edition. Have a lovely day.